The NDC remains unwavering in its commitment to quality and accessible education for all Ghanaian children, from kindergarten through senior high school to the university and beyond. Education is the bedrock of national development, and we are determined to ensure that every child, no matter their background, has access to a conducive learning environment. To achieve this, we will prioritize personnel quality, provision of infrastructure and learning material, and especially the relevance of what the learners are acquiring towards our future development. And we will pay particular attention to our schools in the rural areas and in deprived areas. Having said that, what I'm trying to say is that the education goes beyond the infrastructure. Although that is basic, it is fundamental. It ought to have been there, but it has not been. And that is why we pay attention to it. And we also pay attention to the quality of the facilitators of the whole learning process. And that explains why we keep raising the quality of teacher preparation and teacher training. Vocational and technical education is a very important area of focus. With approximately 70% of our population under the age of 30 and 50% under the age of 18, it is imperative that we prepare our youth for the job market. And I would like to plead here that we look at our semantics again. If somebody went to the vocational school, it is because he is so endowed to go there. It is not so much because he couldn't. We need to tone that language so that the students will feel appreciated and will feel encouraged and will know that we appreciate them also for the talent that God has given them. We know without them, all the value addition and so on may elude us. Our manifesto also emphasizes digital literacy, and I think my boss has spoken at length on that. But our vision is very clear. We want and will support an education system that prepares every Ghanaian child for a bright future, and a child who is rooted in their global knowledge through our rich cultural legacy. We consider this to be very, very important. And therefore, all the things that have been spoken about in education support this philosophical underpinning. Now, let me highlight our women. We recognize the role of women, and Shamima, thanks for emphasizing all of it. It's very, very important, and we agree with you. But distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you also know in this country where we stand as women. In fact, before I go on, where are the women here? If you don't mind, I would like all the women to stand just for a moment. Actually, we've been sitting for too long, so it's okay. And I want all of you to clap in appreciation. I want you all to clap in appreciation for what the NDC and for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has done for us. By bringing one of us into the public light, he has brought all of us. Thank you very much. You may sit down. So, Echi, we want to thank you very, very much. And you know, as women, we have all kinds of peculiar problems that only we know, that only we experience. He already talked about how our bodies naturally function and how that can even stop us from moving forward. It is not by accident that when you look at enrollment from P1 to P3, it's almost stable. But you look at P3 to P6, the drop comes after P6, and you ask yourself, why is this happening? And now we know why. And so we made a bold step to ensure that girls can also go to school, stay in school, move up as high as they can, and realize the potential in them. And of course, our bodies didn't just start functioning that way. It's just been who we are. We also know our economic challenges more than others. And what are some of them? For all kinds of reasons, we are not able to stay in school, and that is something we are going to work on aggressively, to remove all the bottlenecks, to remove all the obstacles that prevent girls from moving up. But meanwhile, a lot of us are up there already, and we may have missed a few things. So what happens? It is not by accident again that in this country, many women are in the small-scale businesses. Na yenso ni enyim faso no ana maboa mesiafo no wa ha aze na yeton ana yenton aze yeton aze enye jeti kasibia po na yehwehwe na yekohe yanko yem papa ho a yeboko nana ne fie yanko nana ne fie nda MP sikran we hu amenze wo MP de bebia na erko ne fie ana eboko wo fa ne fie ana maboa ana eboko ba benyi ne fie denti na nko ba besia no ho o se ne nyimde onyibi denti na onyibi ehwa inum ye nsama yerbisa. So what's the solution to all of this? Or we'll go and borrow. Which bank? The bank will say bring a collateral. What is it? The papers to your car. Na car na ye will be a tro no fopo wa ya asam. And then stood up for what done the papers bra. Wara mo ete busua fie. I don't know one could take a far a busiana crate, na ezokoda as a kajabusia. And so the bank na yantaya alcohol. Unso ye hiambwa. So then what do? We go to somebody who will lend us money. Yes, he will lend us the money, but the interest on that money is not even what we are seeing as 40% from the banks. Sometimes 100 or more. Ebusha fomoboa. Say who the mamanzen. Inte fi ya baya dan ena yako bank onyeye ena yako bobosia osun inti ya baya dan inti here abana otimesi afase here political party a obu mesiafo na party onye ma ohe onye National Democratic Congress nenya president so obu mesiafo otimesiafo wonsu ibikro onye hwana onye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. No wakaye nyina ye ntira bom no wakadenti ya baya dan insa ye pede eta akoye papa ho eta akoho po a ho ayebufu ana amaboa wobaka ho za akiro na de bebia arabaze oto na aza na wagbaka na enya he na ye pede ye boka wo asam na mo tinyin enti yeso okay sadamza abane hwehwe he ye bank mahin ye pe bank ote he na ase yempe bank obakada yankafa collateral mbra yenyibi yempe bank obakada yankafa yanka no hu papers mbra he na asase kakrakan he na ejapa yenyibi into what's you what's it obey handed into so wakada ye Women's Development Banker o se asamdo enya asamdo nkote enye de yenye sika nto na azo o yensem bi otum sisi wo henda abrabom ebi wo hopo a nya wo pie nso na beebi akwa kegina no more than yenyin ebusu afasma America water pa ana water pa ebi so wo ho a akobon no bosian akwachaku na kwato collection obako ho za akiro into your account so akwato collection ana amaboa obafa nwem o uto creative wa nyim da wa na onyero kasa no abaraba endemigina wa bu ye chi mo be ye bopu ye bohwe ezena kaw. It's a Women's Development Bank, no, or the Sikano Monda Bosia, it's a or the phone boko, on the way, she papa, or more advisory services, or bagaido, or mental, no, dandano, or badu baby, no, not in fashion, benyanewa, or send them fashion no sun chen, it's the Huna Erukotiano. Ebotum disganibi as I say, was the tonim. Obodu baby na wo capital no retraw ana ina business no orinyin na wo fa so no na so margin na ndo de eke da wo fa ne papa no ho na so ko ama haircut Into onyaze able to miyakoko hopi. Into Women's Development Bank Orba. It is here to empower female entrepreneurs and small business owners by providing low-interest loans, financial education, and sustainable support. These initiatives will create job opportunities and break down the financial barriers that many women face when starting and sustaining business. Ewanti so business no so o so. Ewan ni enjuma dosu anambwa. Emesiafo onjinzire enjuma dosu. Say ye kofie. Insa asama America emenyimfo na agya atuma ma. Dentra. O send on so kra won kwan murubu anamboa. Say ye badodo. Inti say ana ya atso da no so why free. Ana inti menyimfo no account menyimfo no won bon se mesiafo. So this initiative comes as no surprise to some of us because we have been long aware of NDC's long-standing commitment to gender equality and women's empowerment as essential pillars of national progress. And we know what our predecessors in the PNDC to the December Women's Movement and all did. It is also not surprising that it is NDC that pays attention to markets. We have heard of KJT, even if you haven't gone there. We have heard of Kotokraba and so many other markets. And sometimes you are driving or walking by, and the women who are converting our raw material into adding value are the ones sitting under some shed. The floor not even cemented, no washroom, nothing for their children. And in the end, you ask, so who buys the material and at what cost? So they need help in this area too. And you know, America jede say begoya once can one pose when you dado mankesim ama etonazo mankesim what's the can ana ozen kan makola ono yemi alo no be mi woso oze kan ho na me busuafo na me pia wansam na wa igom no wa market mankani ya won fanchem te banki lanya woso bank kan ho I don't want them into obia kan ho obiara beye bi asama yer kanyen na ewiese ne ba employment ayembe ya wonye adwuma ye ono so boss aka ni 24-hour economy nizi obiara ajatu na wo me mbonsem me youth no wo me mbonsem me yemba da pa also 133 ozazana to phone boko hwe epede kwechira nye youth ne nya adwuma ata awo fra hon je honu tum o mo wote waso ayebida fa ni nyina ato nchen je honu tum esa asam na onye o ebusuafo yen yedan obodwuru woze hona adwene baba na adwene no so obeye adwuma nti yeda hona ase nti 24-hour economy no menka ho asam Sunday yenwura wa abaka ho asam pi me nyina so ya atase no mpiada meka healthcare kakra ehun ya na promozen ina numu hawo ono so ya atipi na dama na ote da hen mesiafo so dama wa abo hen no eye hen so ye wo yenze mo ote inti se bibi dam na eze Chase compound na abian hen eye ne eze mo from to hen akoko anofa kesa ahomache ne eze wona akọ hospital sisters mebo a inti demi na bibi bian wa inti wanze me pi wo ha wore ye nese wo friend hen so a eye hen so ye ze anjwe kakra baka ho a na adze no wazimu ana on them inti baby o manka do ha mesi afonko na wore ye nyema bi wo ze twetwe ba echi sister wo say koko wanyim na fesi wanyu adoda Mary ye no odo obi so otena ye enye mo ho eri ya mo bi na ho na nhira do owo nse busuafo nda ya atini pi ya bedo obia wa abakasa wa ha obia wa abakire na adwen oho na wa aba oho na wa abo ana oho na wote na dem yes ye da ho na se so This manifesto is not a set of attractive or empty promises. It is a roadmap to a better future for every Ghanaian. It is also our social democratic blueprint for building the Ghana we all want together. Together, for say atase, obia so na hozen, obia ni nyimizi, obia nember, obia na zeka ho, ni yetum ye pia ye ho, ye za akọ enyim. Nso onye do president na nko na no problem, onye no problem. Oye he nyina ye problem. Na mu wenyi dadodo obia so baba, wa baye mobotum. Na ya asesa bebi ayete ya asesa hene busua ya asesa nzemepi na oma no afane ntempa wefra into damna na ocha da party de to man every party na ote hena ase every party na oba oye mpuntudwuma yanto aba nje hwe yeto aba de mpuntudwuma embra yanwema yeto yes development is our goal ana nti the mintin yeba nya ndada na akohwi na slangs bi na the slogan on for kwanim nya onu nti na yeba de yerbe adwuma. We are confident in the victory ahead, and the NDC has a good track record as well as a renewed vision. We are motivated by confidence in our skills and the goodwill of our fellow citizens. Progress is within our reach and the reach of every Ghanaian, regardless your age, religion, whatever that differentiates you. And we are here to present something very, very meaningful to reset Ghana. It's going to be hard work, but you and I know that by the grace of God, we will get there.